Greetings, fellow gardeners. It is Roselle harvest season again. This is the fruiting hibiscus that we use to make the red zinger tea. This is the part of the plant that we use. It's season here in Hawaii in early November. The pods are all ripe. Calyxes are perfect. There's very little flowering going on yet. And if we wait too much longer past Thanksgiving, we'll probably start to see mildew on our pods. That happens. And so we don't want mildew on the calyx. We want nice, clean, fresh Roselle. That and the plants from the weight in the rain are just collapsing all over the place. I have stalks laying everywhere. I have to pick the stuff up to be able to get after it. And so if I leave it laying around on the ground, things are going to begin to rot. So this is the time in November. So I've been harvesting for a while this morning. I've got myself the bottom of a tub here filled with Roselle calyx. Well, I'm sure there are all sorts of different ways you can harvest this stuff. The way I do it is I use a regular pair of pruning shears, and I just go like that, knock the seed capsule out of the end up with only the nice ripe calyx. Some people dry it with the seed capsule on the inside. The seed capsule isn't used for making tea, and so I don't really see any point in that. It's going to take you a lot more energy to try to dry this if you have the seeds in there than if you've removed the seeds. Once the seeds are removed, this is very thin, not very fleshy, and it will dry with very limited amount of energy, whether you're using the sun or whether you're using fossil fuels or solar energy or whatever you're doing with it. It's less energy to do it that way. Pods have some little barbs on them. I don't know what you want to call it. Little bristles that can get stuck in the skin. I guess a guy could wear gloves if you were worried about it. They don't seem too bad, so I don't, because I kind of need my hands to do this work and tell what I'm up to. I combat the bristle just by not squeezing things very hard. I touch the pods lightly. You don't want to wait too long after your pods size up. You're going to end up with ants in them sometimes mealybugs, sometimes rot, other times mildew on the outside if you wait too long. So there's no advantage to leaving this crop out in the field. I usually begin harvesting while the plant is still heavily blooming and setting fruit. If I work at that time, then generally what I get is extremely high quality. You can see here how nice and glossy. That's just how you want it. You don't want them turning woody. You don't want them starting to show brown. Now, these plants are annuals. I've tried to find a variety of this that's a perennial here, and I can't. They aren't. And so basically you treat this crop like tomatoes, so it doesn't matter too much what you do to the plant in the process of harvesting, because the plant's life's over. By the time we get to New Year's, this thing will be slowly dying anyway. So don't worry about cutting at the plant. I use the stumps of the plants to hold up my work over here behind me for a table. Well, here we have the harvest from one single Roselle bush. I'm going to go ahead for the dehydrator. Here I am at our trusty Excalibur dehydrator. It's not even 11 o'clock today. There's so much sunshine that we're already beginning to export electricity from the panels to the grid. I've got my electric car completely charged. There is nowhere else to send the power to at the moment other than run the clothes dryer, run the food dehydrator, or maybe bake a cake and today it's pretty warm here. We're having a heat wave. I know you guys over there in the eastern United States, you just got frost on the pumpkins and it's snowing and stuff. But here in Hawaii, we're still experiencing heat wave at low elevation. Had 86 yesterday, which is pretty warm for this high up the mountain. Maybe even a record for November, I'm not sure. Today, it's going to be about the same or even warmer. Sun come up staring right in the windows, and so I am going to attempt to dry my Roselle and use up some of the extra solar energy coming off my roof. All right, we have the dehydrator all loaded. I can only use half the shelves because the Roselle is so tall that I can't put all the shelves in here. That's all right. Looks like one plant makes one load. I'm going to use a setting here for fruit, which is a little bit warmer. And I'm going to set it for about 5 hours, which should definitely take care of this. Roselle doesn't take too long to dry out. I'm going to check it, though, before the 5-hour period. I believe if I go on in and I check my Tesla app, we're going to find out that we got quite a bit of juice flowing into this thing. So I'm going to go have a look. Looks like the panels on the roof are producing 4.4 kilowatts at the moment, which is a sizable figure. Unfortunately, it looks like the dryer is only using about 2 kilowatts. And so we're still exporting 2.4 kilowatts up the wire to the grid. I need another dehydrator, I guess, or I need to do a load of clothes if I want to try to stop that current from going up the wire and keep it here at the house. I don't have another electric car to charge, so I'm out of luck. But that did make a dent in it, at least. I'm pulling almost half of the extra power into drying the Roselle. And when you have solar energy, that's really the way you want to try to direct things, so that you have some kind of project or something going on that's actually going to use that extra energy, because the power wall, the Tesla power wall here, has been full since 10 o'clock this morning. It's so sunny. So, you know, maybe if I had 2 or 3 or 4 of them in a chain, I could continue to store more current. And in the future, I may just think about more storage here. Aloha. You all have a wonderful day. Happy gardening. Hang loose and drink more Roselle tea. Drink more Jamaica. Aloha.